Love pets? So do we. If you haven't heard, on September 11th and 12th, Pet Food Express is hosting our second annual virtual pet fair. This online event will feature adoptable and loving pets in one easy-to-navigate virtual space, plus amazing prizes, gift cards, speakers, and fun events, and a contest where you can win airfare and tickets to the exclusive intimate concert, Odyssey Live with Coldplay in Los Angeles. If you're ready to meet your forever friend, register today at petfood.express/sweepstakes.
The California gubernatorial recall election will take place on Tuesday, September 14th. All registered San Francisco voters will receive ballots in the mail and have in-person voting opportunities beginning August 16th. Check your voter registration status at voterstatus.sos.ca.gov. To register to vote, go to registertovote.ca.gov or submit a paper application. For more information, visit sfelections.org or call the Department of Elections at 415-554-4375.
Pitch is hit in the air, deep to right. That ball is gone. White Sox win. The Field of Dreams. 9-8 the final.
White Sox Radio Network on the call. The only time I can say White Sox with joy.
It's a good baseball field, Ray.
It was, Ray.
It was awesome.
Baseball had its freaking night last night.
Boy, did they.
It was pretty much perfect.
Yeah, there was nothing
Pretty
else.
much perfect.
You know, unless you're waking up in New York and you're mad the Yankees are, back another game in the wild card or whatever it is. Other than that, that was as perfect as it could get for a sporting event, for a day, for a moment, for everything. Like, it had it all.
I was all in on your sports is scripted theory, by the way.
Oh, you're all in on that now?
After that, yeah,
after that?
of course.
Oh,
Come on,
shocker.
man.
Yeah.
That was pretty scripted. It wasn't just Kevin Costner's long saunter to the...
I mean, walk-off corn shot?
Yeah, walk off into the corn. I mean, it was great, which is the most unbelievable moment about that game, too, last night, is Tim Anderson hits that walk-off, right? That was the 15th walk-off for the White Sox against the Yankees in the history, right? In their history.
Which sounds like a lot, actually.
It does, yeah,
for a team that's not in your division.
Yeah, well, did they used to be in the same division? Yeah, I think did they? I don't know. Were the White Sox in the West or the East back in the day?
I don't know.
No, you're right. They might have been in the East.
I don't know. Is there a way to figure that out?
There is no way to look that
I wish
up.
there was like a way we could check that
That
out.
feels like a big number. I don't know.
It does. But what's interesting about it, the 15th walk-off for the White Sox against the Yankees in the history of the two franchises, Shoeless Joe Jackson had the first walk-off.
Of course.
I mean, right? I mean, you want to talk about scripted. You want to talk about a perfect day. You want to talk about a perfect ending. Joe Jackson hit the first walk-off for the White Sox against the Yankees in the history. What's that?
Michael's dad?
Yes, exactly. Yes, it happened on July 20th, 1919 at Comiskey
He
Park.
hit it, and you know what he said?
Joe Jackson playing left field that day, 2 for 5 with an RBI, and he hit that walk-off home run in the 10th inning off of some pitcher named Shore, who, Josh, I'll just tell you this right now, Ernie Shore was the pitcher that day for the Yankees.
Ernie Four Fingers Shore?
That's right. That was his nickname. 4 Fingers is right. He only for them. He left the other one out there. You know what's interesting about Ernie Shore's performance that day? You know what?
He pitched the entire game.
He did. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He pitched 9 2/3 innings
after
that
pitching 8 innings the day before.
I don't know about that. I'll have to look and see. I can check his game log and see if he did. But he pitched 9 2/3 innings. He pitched every single inning. Gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, 5 walks, just 1 strikeout, and that home run is what he did in 9 2/3 innings. That's 4 starts now for a Major League Baseball player to get to 9 2/3 innings. That's like 4. That's a month worth of work right now.
The bad part is the Yankee manager in that game got scrutinized for not going to the pen in that situation.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yeah,
the analytics people were bugging him.
They were so
they
mad.
Said, get Ernie Shore out of there.
Get him out of there.
Get someone with 5 fingers.
Yeah. Who was the Yankee manager in 1919? Who would you guess? Miller Huggins? Does that sound right?
It was Billy Martin's first tenure, actually.
Billy's first tenure, that's right. Yes, that's fantastic. Billy Martin's first tenure. La Russa was probably at that game,
yes,
right?
He probably was.
He wasn't there last night. Very sad.
Disappointing.
Very sad.
But,
had somebody die or something.
He was like brother-in-law or something.
Oh, is that what it was?
Brother-in-law's funeral. So there was no Tony La Russa at last night's game. But what a perfect venue! What a perfect atmosphere!
Yeah.
What a perfect broadcast.
Miller Huggins was the Yankee manager.
Oh,
nice.
Nice. I thought I was going to Miller Huggins. I was going to say your first principal. I wasn't sure that was
Bob's
actually the
father.
Did they call him Miller Huggins Huggy Bear?
They did. They called him Huggy,
good.
yes.
Good.
Well, it's baseball. Of course they did. He's the original
That's
Huggy,
true.
right?
He would be the original Huggy.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
Miller Huggins is what Ryan does on Saturday nights. He's hugging those Millers, I'll tell you what.
I'm a higher class drinker than Miller's.
Well,
Got my Miller Huggins
this guy's
on.
name is
Unless
Miller.
it's the High Life. Huh?
Just go with
the High Life.
Be doing a little Miller hugging about 10:30 this morning, I'll tell you that right now. First full day back to school, baby.
It's good. I don't want to crap on this joke.
Don't bother me.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, everything was fantastic. You had Kevin Costner, and he does the slow walk in.
It was
the
great.
video set up and the slow walk in.
Yeah.
The pregame was terrific.
Well, Fox 4 interrupted most of that
Except
with
for
weather.
the one weather interruption that I really wanted to see that Tom Rinaldi story.
I did too.
He doesn't get enough credit for being the Barbara Walters of his generation in sports.
He's great.
I mean, you're like crying. Yeah, I don't know. You're crying every time he does a piece.
Right, you are.
Yeah.
And it was about Jeff Bannister, too, who was a manager for the Rangers and had one major league at bat.
Yeah, it was a really interesting story.
Yeah, it was great. And we wouldn't know because Fox 4 is dancing around telling us there's rain in the forecast. Hey, you know what? 85% of America has a smartphone. That's where we get our weather now. Stop interrupting sports.
You'd think that would be the case. But, big audience, you're going to show them you care about weather.
That's what it is. We're working for you. Let me show you that we care. Oh, there's a thunderstorm cell in the west.
Yeah. Not during the commercial, just during
not during the commercial. They never interrupt the commercials.
No, I get it. I understand. You had James Earl Jones narrating for a bit. The only thing I would have done different is I would have introduced the players and then had them come out of the corn one by one.
Oh, you would have. See, I love the fact that they all came out together like the movie did.
But I did like the homage to the movie.
Yeah.
And they're all kind of just sauntering out.
It was awesome.
And then it was, I thought it was funny that it seemed that Costner was trying to kind of stay in character, but then players were coming over and shaking his hands.
Yeah.
And so he had to kind of break a little bit.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was put on great. The national anthem was fantastic. The flyover, the whole bit was great. Following it on social media throughout the afternoon before the game even happened with everybody that was covering the game there was terrific. Baseball couldn't have had a better night.
I mean, it was
and
the
then
best
you had a
night.
walk-off.
And then, of course, a walk-off, right? And the baseball,
a comeback in the ninth to take the lead in the top of the ninth, and then a walk-off bottom of the ninth. I mean, terrific.
Yeah, you couldn't really have asked for a better moment than what we saw last night for the sport, for the game of baseball. I think people were really, 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 truly excited. I think they brought in a lot of people that maybe weren't watching baseball. You don't normally watch a nationally televised game unless it's just your team. But I felt like last night was one of those nights, Josh, where everybody in America was dialed into that game. Everybody in America was watching that game. Everybody was talking about that game last night and the moments and everything that took place. And, the movie for us in our house is obviously a favorite. We've been to Dyersville as a family, and we're kind of watching the pregame show, and my oldest daughter says to me, she's looking at Kevin Costner, and she goes, "Is that the guy that owns the field?" I go, "No, that's the guy in the movie. It's Kevin Costner." She goes, "Did he play the baseball player that got one at bat?" I go, "No." Did he play the father? I'm like, "No." She's like, "Well, then who is he?" I'm like, "Well, he was the guy who, whose farm it was." She goes, "That's what I said, the guy who owned the field." I'm like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, not in
she
real
was
life.
not in real life. She was talking in character about, the Field of Dreams and whatnot. And my kids were ticked at me, like, "Why aren't we there?" I'm like, "Well, because it's far away and I'm a bad dad, I guess. I don't know. That's why we weren't there." But I think it really, really, really got
hard
people.
to pony that kind of money.
Well, and that's the other thing. You told me this morning, $1,200 for tickets or something.
I think that was what the kind of the going rate was.
The worst thing, though, Major League Baseball could do is have another one of those. That was a spectacular moment. I know they're doing another one next year with the Cubs, and it's probably going to be Cubs-Cardinals or something like that. But to me, that's one of those things.
As much as you don't want to see Cubs-Cardinals like all the time, that should be a Cubs-Cardinals.
It'll be awesome. It should, but I don't think they need to do it anymore there. Like, that's your one-time deal. That's your moment in the sun, right? Embrace that moment, love up that moment, and just like at 10 o'clock every weekday, we leave them wanting more, Josh. Leave everybody wanting more because you don't want it to become the NHL's Winter Classic, where that first game that they did, I believe it was either Buffalo or Pittsburgh. I can't remember which place, but it was nighttime. It was snowing. The atmosphere was spectacular for that game. And now we're playing these games in LA at Dodger Stadium, and people are like, all right, whatever. It's kind of run its course. I don't want that.
Or Lake Tahoe, where it's too warm.
Where it's too warm. The ice is melting in the middle of January. Like, you don't want that to happen with this moment for baseball. And I know baseball capitalized big time. It was probably bigger for them than the World Series was, right? Like, from an interest level, right?
Certainly bigger than the All-Star game.
Yeah, certainly bigger than the All-Star game. There's no question about that. Don't do it anymore. I know they're doing it at least next year, but after that, you got to stop. You got to move on, because the first one is always the best. You're never going to be able to recapture the moments that we saw last night, because what are you going to do differently, Josh? The movie hasn't changed. People are going to walk out of the corn again, and we already saw that, right? We've already seen everything. It was spectacular. It was wonderful. It was amazing. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. Find something else. There's other things you can do.
Anderson hits it in the air right. Back at the wall, and the White Sox win it.
Fox already told you how to that there were two kinds of corn. I mean, they learned a little something.
Yeah.
They gave you Iowa facts.
Yep.
I mean, it feels like they've been through it all. So it would be pretty hard to replicate that again.
You're not going to replicate that again. And having a Cubs team there next year with a bunch of nobodies on it, too, that's the other thing. You're not bringing the Cubs there where everybody knows everybody. You're bringing the Cubs there and you're going, that guy's mom was in Little Big League. I mean, like that's what the Cubs are right now. They are like back to the Lee Elia days of the Chicago Cubs, where nobody's going to Wrigley anymore. So it just, you can't do it all over again. You just can't. That was one of those moments that needs to stay as a solo one-time moment, because it was just perfect the way that it was. It was perfect the way that it was. You didn't know what was coming. You didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't know, all the special things that were going to take place. And we saw it. We lived it. We loved it. Don't do it again. Just don't do it again.
Yeah, it as much as you'd want to use that setting again and whatever.
You know what? Then move a minor league team there or something.
Yeah.
So what do you use that field for now? Just like,
well, they're taking the stadium down.
They're completely
movable.
just getting
it's the same stadium they used in England when the Yankees and Red Sox played there in 2019.
Across the big pond?
Yeah, they shipped it back over. Took a little extra time, what with COVID and the tanker getting stuck in the Suez Canal, but it made it. So they're going to dismantle that stadium and they're going to put it in storage and then set it back up. And to me, I just think that was a great one-time moment. Find something else.
Now, if I was the state of Iowa, that's where my state championship baseball
everything would be there.
Is held. I'm doing that whole bit.
Like Iowa State could play a baseball game there or something like that, or if they even have baseball, I don't know.
Iowa State doesn't have baseball. Person for giving Field of Dreams game the small TV treatment.
What was on the big TV?
I was watching preseason football.
On what channel?
On every channel.
Who had preseason football last
NFL
night?
Network last night?
NFL Network? Oh, okay. They picked it up. I didn't know they did. Yeah, I think for preseason Packers, or not Packers, but Patriots and the Washington football team. Yeah, I think a small TV.
How was Mac and Cheese? Did he play well?
Oh, he got a standing O, man. It was tremendous.
I did see that.
Yeah, he got a standing O because they're happy it wasn't Cam Newton anymore. Oh, thank God. Give us somebody. Well, Mac and Cheese rolls out there and did his thing. But yeah, small TV, probably wrong call last night for that.
Yeah, I think Buck and Smoltz were good.
They were great. Everybody was in costume and embraced it. And everybody at that game last night got one of those free Guy Fieri apple pie hot dogs.
Really?
It was free. Yeah, they had a trailer out there. Everybody who was there got one for nothing.
People seem happy with the apple pie hot dog?
I've seen a couple people that were like, okay, and some people were like, yeah, it's really good.
That's all right. Guy was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Guy wasn't really into it either.
Guy sold it very well.
Chevy.
Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
There you go. It's an interesting tie into baseball. So, well done, baseball. We don't say that very often on this show. Well done.
Right.
You nailed it last night. That was a blast. The wait is almost done, and yes, we're ready for some football. Next.
Fesco in the Morning, brought to you by Santa Fe Auto Sound, Kansas City's home for car audio since 1967.
Love pets? So do we. If you haven't heard, on September 11th and 12th, Pet Food Express is hosting our second annual virtual pet fair. This online event will feature adoptable and loving pets in one easy-to-navigate virtual space, plus amazing prizes, gift cards, speakers, and fun events, and a contest where you can win airfare and tickets to the exclusive intimate concert, Odyssey Live with Coldplay in Los Angeles. If you're ready to meet your forever friend, register today at petfood.express/sweepstakes.
The California gubernatorial recall election will take place on Tuesday, September 14th. All registered San Francisco voters will receive ballots in the mail and have in-person voting opportunities beginning August 16th. Check your voter registration status at voterstatus.sos.ca.gov. To register to vote, go to registertovote.ca.gov or submit a paper application. For more information, visit sfelections.org or call the Department of Elections at 415-554-4375.
The West Coast's most anticipated food and music event is back. The 2021 Farm to Fork Festival returns to Sacramento September 17th and 18th, featuring more than a mile-long stretch of the freshest foods and finest wines and beers Northern California has to offer. Plus, don't miss the free Farm to Fork concert series featuring The Record Company, White Reaper, Meg Myers, Fantastic Negrito, and more. The return of festivals never tasted and sounded so good. Book your visit and find out more at farmtofork.com. Sponsored by Save Mart.
We'll give the ones a quarter, twos a quarter, the second quarter, threes, third quarter, fours, the fourth quarter.
Oh.
But that time's yours.
There you go. Andy Reid breaking down the preseason matchup.
That was good stuff, man.
Tomorrow
Is that
night,
exclusive here on 610?
7:30.
That was actually.
On 106.5 The Wolf. Chiefs and Niners.
Wow.
Ones will play the first, two's the second, three's the third, fourth's the fourth.
How did they come up with that?
Unless it changes.
How did they come up with that?
7 plays is what you're
Seven
telling
plays.
me?
Yeah. When was he says the ones are going to get the first quarter every year. They never do.
No.
They
Seven
get one
plays
drive.
scoring.
They'll be out before the first quarter.
Yeah. Well, the first quarter was close to ending. We wanted to get the twos a little bit more. How did they come up with that plan, though? The ones in the first, the twos in the second, the
Andy
threes
Reid
in the
keeps
third.
it simple,
That's why they work 18-hour days.
Let's go here. Run, play action, pass, run,
touchdown,
run.
Right.
Touchdown run.
Touchdown run.
No.
CEH in the flats, little flick.
Yeah, yep, 100%. 100% some kind of swing pass screenplay to CEH for the touchdown.
I like it.
All right, there you go.
Done.
Give me a screener or wheel route. Let's go.
Yeah.
Grab yourself some Gatorade, boys.
Yeah,
Good work.
Go sit on the bench and enjoy the Cioppino in San Francisco, right? That's where we're going? San Francisco?
Correct.
Will you bring us back some sourdough bread?
Probably not.
Yeah, we can't get that here.
We want you to bring back for us
Rice-A-Roni.
something that is indigenous to each city from a food standpoint.
Right, Rice-A-Roni.
Okay, so you bring us back Rice-A-Roni, Ghirardelli chocolates, and sourdough. 3 things you can't get in KC.
I like the beef rice-a-roni.
Do you?
Since we're on the subject.
All right. The Rice-A-Roni was good, man. It was a treat.
What do you mean?
As a
It still
kid.
exists.
It's still around.
Go get you some right now.
I don't see those commercials anymore, though. Rice-A-Roni,
No,
San Francisco
Some
treat.
things you don't need to market anymore.
Yeah.
It's like Chinese food. You ever
People-
see a commercial for that?
No.
People come to them now. You
Yeah.
don't have to do it the other way.
But McDonald's and Coke advertise like it's going out of style, you know? So it just
Well,
kind of.
maybe it is going out of style.
Well, maybe it is. That's a good point. But they've always been doing that. Burger King, you see commercials for that big fish, that BK Big Fish.
I've actually not seen the commercial for that. Do I need to go get a BK Big Fish?
I don't know. It looks good, man. Who is the best fast food fish? It has to be the Filet-O-Fish, right?
I mean, you got to put Long Johns in the mix, right? If
I
we're
don't
considering
know.
Fish. Are you talking fish sandwich or
Yeah,
just?
just the fish sandwich.
I mean,
man.
the fish sandwich at Arby's is pretty good. And
Is it?
Culver's has a pretty good sandwich.
Culver's
too.
does. It's the walleye. Yeah, very good. I'm hip to the walleye. man.
You're not up with the silvers?
No.
Really?
No.
What about Captain D's?
I think it's
Is
fantastic.
that still around?
I think somewhere.
Is there still one at 63rd and Troost? Was that a Captain D's or was that a Long John
That was a Long
Silver's?
John's,
There was
I
Long
believe.
John's over there. There was a great Chinese restaurant across the street, just south of there.
Now you can do Long John
so
Silver's
good.
and an
digging in a
A&W
hole
root
here.
beer. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
You
Yeah,
do
you
it
get
all.
that. You get that
Yeah,
tap on tap.
on tap root beer is good.
Woo,
Man,
boy.
you're talking about something special now.
Long John. How do you combine the names of that one? Like we had the
Long John root beer.
the Kentucky Hut for a long
Yeah.
time. I feel like it.
A long A&W.
A&W Bell?
A&W long. Long A&W.
No, there's no bell in there. It's
No
silver.
bell.
A&W silver?
I don't know. Anyway,
It's like a bad version of root beer.
I
it does.
The format is terrific. I know other teams aren't playing their top quarterback, at all. I really, and I know you can lead to second guesses if someone, were to have an issue, but I like knocking a little rust off, at least getting a little bit of action.
You do
for your ones. And plus, these are regularly paid games by the fans.
Oh,
and
yeah,
so,
I know, yeah.
I wouldn't want to go to a game and see Duck Hodges as my go. So I like the fact that, Patrick Mahomes will get a little bit of work, the ones will get a little bit of work, and then get them out.
Right.
So that's what Andy Reid's plan. He's not deviating from it. It's what he's always done. He said he's handling this basically like preseason in the past, the first 3 games of the preseason before, and instead of having 4, he's like I don't know, it's the same as we've always done, and they're going to go out and get their work in and get out quickly, hopefully.
I'm kind of on the other side of you with these preseason games. Number one, why are you paying to go to a preseason game? I understand it's part of your ticket package. Don't go. Okay.
I think a lot of people will go to this one these preseason games because you can get tickets cheaper.
Cheap, yeah, you can. That's right.
You've already got them, and that's your gateway to a regular season game.
Maybe
great ones for the kids.
Yeah, but I as much as you say, you're paying those regular season prices, how mad would those folks be if Mahomes plays and gets hurt and they can't play the rest of the year in that preseason game? They're like,
right. I'm saying it does open the door for second guessing, but I'd rather get your guy some work than some of the teams that he's just not going to play.
Right.
Get a little work in. They're chomping to go. Let them get a series and be safe.
Yeah, I'm on the other side. I don't care if anybody that I know plays in these games. I'd rather not take that chance and risk the injury. Now, is there something to be said for rust? I don't know anymore. I think guys are playing year-round that, obviously the head-to-head combat that you're facing on the field with another team is completely different than what you're doing year-round. But it's not like these guys are coming out of the lumber yard and having to work to get back into shape and all that kind of stuff. Like, these guys should be and are really ready to rock and roll and ready to go. And so for me, the preseason is like, especially now that our team's good, I'm nervous as hell during these preseason games that nothing happens to anybody because you've rebuilt that offensive line. You don't want anybody on there to go down. You don't want anybody on your defensive side to go down because, as we say in the NFL, man, the backups are a backup for a reason. They're not a starter because they're not as good as the starters. And so when you have the Super Bowl expectations that we have in Kansas City every single year now, I just don't want to chance it. But, obviously we'll be there and watching it. And we'll love it when it's happening. We'll go, that was great when Mahomes leads them down the field for a touchdown. But I just get nervous now. I just get look at Mondi in preseason baseball. He's missed the whole season because of a stupid injury that he had in the final preseason week.
Made of peanut brittle. That's different.
That is true. That is true. But I just get nervous watching these games, man. I do.
Patrick Mahomes on what a successful first preseason game would be for him.
Just going out there and executing in and out of the huddle, making the right calls, getting the ball to my hand, making some plays happen. And then you always like to score, but at the end of the day, I think if we're the communication, the procedures of in and out of the huddle with so many new guys, especially on that offensive line, I think that would be a win for me just throughout this first game.
There you go. Simple. Call a few plays, make sure your offensive line's cool, go score a touchdown and get out.
Yeah, and I think for me, watching the offensive line, we kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday, watching that offensive line, seeing how they are, maybe a little bit of Chris Jones at defensive end, if we get a little taste of that, I'm more excited to watch Willie Gay, I think, fly around and do stuff than I am for anything else because I guess the expectation level for me is just through the roof for this kid, man. I think he's going to be just outstanding. We saw how good he can be. You go back and you watch what he did in college, how fast he is, how fast he was last year, getting all over the place, had no idea where he was going, but now that he knows where he's going, he knows the playbook, I'm really looking forward to watching him play on Saturday night.
On the defensive side, Tyrann Mathieu on what he's looking for in game one.
Well, anytime a defense takes the field, you want to keep the other team out of the end zone. I think that's most importantly. Obviously, you want to see the young guys kind of step up, make plays. I think the most important thing, you want to be able to communicate. You want to have sound communication. Obviously, you don't want any mental errors. So I'll probably say those are the things that, I look for as a player when I take the field. Just how well can I communicate? How can I not, have mental errors? And then it's all about playing fast.
Give me a 3 and out is really what
exactly. Give me a 3 and out, put the young kids in.
You want to go out there, hold that team, that first possession, don't allow them a first down and waste everybody's time. Get a 3 and out and get out.
Get a 3 and out, get out, put everybody else in that's going to play for the rest of the game, and I can go sit on the sidelines and enjoy the rest of this game from a front row view. That's what he wants.
Yes.
And that's what I want.
That's what we're giving you what they've said.
Right.
We'll
translate to what they want. Yes.
What they mean. They all want to play.
What do you want in this preseason game? Not to go.
Nah, I think most of them do.
Yeah, that's who they are. That's the nature of it. It's time. It's time to play. It's time to beat up on somebody else.
I'm thinking about the. Did you watch Hard Knocks yet?
No.
Okay, so
that's on the agenda. I think for today, along with the Malice at the Palace documentary.
It's the first practice, and they're holding Dak back, and he's mad. He's like, I want to play. That's the mentality of most players. Is like, we're out here. I want to do something. This is
right.
I don't want to be here just hanging out. If we're here, we're practicing. Let's go.
Let's go.
So,
yeah.
Like that same way with the preseason. Like you do want to get your work in. You do want to play. You're going to all that effort. Let's play.
If I got to make this trip, I might as well get out there.
Yeah. And I think their top draft pick was the same way. They're showing the first preseason game, and he plays very briefly, and then gets on the phone with the defensive coordinator, and it's like, hey, you missed this, you did this, good job. And he's like, all right, well, can I go back in? And they're like, no. Like, what? He's like, no.
Yeah, you're done for the day.
You're done for the day.
Go get a cup of water and sit on the bench.
I'm glad they're excited to get to it, because that's what it is.
Keep those muscles loose so they don't tighten up on the plane ride back home.
Tomorrow night, 7:30 on 106.5 The Wolf, the Chiefs and the Niners. I'll be on the sidelines joining Mitch Holtis and Danon Hughes.
Actually on the sidelines.
I haven't asked.
Okay.
I don't know what the NFL's
You don't want to know.
I don't know what the NFL's allowing, but I assume so because they've sold those early row seats.
Yeah. They're
That's
filled
the
now.
only reason.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
That's right. Bring your vaccination card. Let them know you're good.
There you go.
I got a pass.
Well, yeah, the NFL's already got it. We'll shout it out, 913-576-7610. Any topic you'd like to discuss, we'll shout it out coming up in just a few minutes. And there's a fantastic story of the little guy getting theirs next.
We get an opportunity to be outside on grass.
Fesco in the Morning, brought to you by Santa Fe Auto Sound, Kansas City's home for car audio since 1967.
Love pets? So do we. If you haven't heard, on September 11th and 12th, Pet Food Express is hosting our second annual virtual pet fair. This online event will feature adoptable and loving pets in one easy-to-navigate virtual space, plus amazing prizes, gift cards, speakers, and fun events, and a contest where you can win airfare and tickets to the exclusive intimate concert, Odyssey Live with Coldplay in Los Angeles. If you're ready to meet your forever friend, register today at petfood.express/sweepstakes.
The California gubernatorial recall election will take place on Tuesday, September 14th. All registered San Francisco voters will receive ballots in the mail and have in-person voting opportunities beginning August 16th. Check your voter registration status at voterstatus.sos.ca.gov. To register to vote, go to registertovote.ca.gov or submit a paper application. For more information, visit sfelections.org or call the Department of Elections at 415-554-4375.
The West Coast's most anticipated food and music event is back. The 2021 Farm to Fork Festival returns to Sacramento September 17th and 18th, featuring more than a mile-long stretch of the freshest foods and finest wines and beers Northern California has to offer. Plus, don't miss the free Farm to Fork concert series featuring The Record Company, White Reaper, Meg Myers, Fantastic Negrito, and more. The return of festivals never tasted and sounded so good. Book your visit and find out more at farmtofork.com. Sponsored by Save Mart.
We'll shout it out coming up in just a few minutes, 913-576-7610. Anything you'd like to discuss, we'll shout it out coming up in just a few minutes. This is a story, Bob, of name, image, and likeness going right.
This is wonderful. One of my favorite stories of the day yesterday.
A company called Built Bars.
Never heard of them.
Apparently, some type of energy bar.
It is. I actually obviously went and looked it up yesterday to figure out what the heck it was. Yeah. Well, I mean, Built Bar. I thought maybe it was
Built
like,
bars.
Built Bar, like maybe dumbbells or,
So they're getting into the endorsement business. They're paying for all the tuition for walk-on football players at BYU.
Yeah, they're all employees now of Built Bar, and their salary is tuition.
That's right. Built Bar. I am Joe Walk-On, brought to you by Built Bar.
Tell me, are you a walk-on? You know what I love about this guy? This guy's a fighter. I heard his story. Dude, I got goosebumps when I talked about this guy's not a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but he's like, I feel something different. I want to be part of this team. He met some of you guys. He's like, I feel something special. I want to be like you. I want to be part of you. And he just said, I feel like I'm part of something. Nick, at Built, we want you to be employee number 1. Yeah. We want to pay for your tuition.
A walk-on that's been busting his butt here a long time is Talmadge Gunther.
Where is he? Talmadge. Yeah. You can thank Coach. We want you to be employee number 2, and we want to pay for your tuition. What do you want to do? All walk-on, step up. All walk-on. You know what? Employees 1 through 36 in the house.
The NCAA is just cringing.
Oh,
He's calling
so
them,
good.
He's calling them employees.
I got goosebumps listening to that again. It's awesome.
Yeah, because you're like, okay, the one guy, those scholarship reveal videos are the best.
Yeah, they are. Every one of them is great.
Where someone's worked forever and he gets a scholarship his senior year and everybody goes crazy.
Right.
I'm thinking they're thinking like, okay, one guy. Wow, 2. That's pretty
cool. Yeah.
And then they surprise them with all of them.
Everybody.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It was awesome. And this is, to me, the best thing that I've seen in college sports in quite some time. I think the NIL, the national, what is it, name, image, and likeness? I always want to say national because everything with the, in sports is National Basketball, is National Football League. NCAA is National something, National Scam Association. I think when I see that name, image, and likeness, this to me right now, in my opinion, is the best thing to ever happen to college sports because now these players are getting rewarded and they're allowed to get paid. They're allowed to make money off of who they are. They're allowed to make money outside of the school, which they generate so much revenue for. Again, they've generated so much revenue over the years for these universities and really, have nothing to show, especially that kicker for New England who's like, I was on LinkedIn going, what do I do after college? When the NCAA claims that they get kids jobs after college and help kids after college, and they do more than just, go pro on the field. They left that guy hanging out to dry. He had to go find for himself. So the fact that this company stepped up and did this with the NIL, we talked about it when it first happened. Okay, you're going to go endorse a car dealership. These ideas that are coming out now with the NIL, like something like this, to me, it is just spectacular, and I think it's awesome that Built Bar stepped up and did something like that.
Now, you say best thing to happen to college sports. I will admit it. Best thing to happen to college athletes. We don't know what the fallout's going to be for college sports yet. You can't even possibly answer that. It may make an already uneven playing field way uneven. So what this ultimately means for college sports, we don't know. But it is fantastic for the college athletes.
Yeah,
whether it's a top end quarterback or a kid that can skip his senior year of high school and start getting money before he ever steps foot on campus. There's no doubt that the opportunities are there for the athletes to be able to cash in on this. We don't know exactly what it's going to mean in terms of shady recruiting becoming shadier recruiting now and end arounds, because I don't think that you can't answer that yet. My biggest question still remains my biggest question. Who's going to monitor this, and how are you going to keep it in check? Because for every one of these great stories, we're going to have someone again who's never stepped on campus getting $1 million to go to a school.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the ultimate fallout is. But in the short term, hey man, 36 guys are getting their college tuition paid for. That's pretty awesome.
It's fantastic. And, you say what's going to happen, what's the fallout going to be? One of the biggest concerns I think everybody had was it was just going to be the quarterback making the money, right? We're seeing
it
now.
It is filtered down a lot
further down
already in a short amount of time, which is cool.
And say what you want about the Florida Panthers or the NHL, getting the NIL deal with the quarterback of the Miami Hurricanes. That's a brilliant deal, too, because you get somebody else marketing your team that apparently in South Florida, he's a big deal, right? So you get one of the biggest deals in South Florida to market your hockey team that nobody even knows about. That's a great move as well. So
I think it's also really good bang for your buck for a lot of these people from a marketing standpoint.
Look at Built Bar. Everybody in America is talking about them today.
Not only that, but what they get in return is essentially like they get to put their logos on the players during practice, and like they're going to have those like in the shot in the background when they're talking to guys, like there's going to be Built Bars in their lockers and stuff. It's a lot of bang for your buck when you think about it.
It really is.
I don't know what their actual cost is on tuition out there at BYU.
I saw somebody break it down, and it was actually BYU's really affordable.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying.
I think I saw the same thing.
Do they get the in-state tuition price? How's this working out?
Yeah,
so
I think so. I think you're right about that. I think I saw like $7,000 or something a semester.
Either way, like it opens up an avenue for marketing for smaller businesses, and I don't really know the size of Built Bar, but like for obviously we'd never heard about it prior to last night. It's a Utah-based company, so they're very local as well. But I mean, for businesses that are either upstarts or just don't really have that huge marketing budget, suddenly this NIL thing has created an avenue for them to get people who have high visibility but aren't necessarily the Patrick Mahomes.
Right, exactly. That's a great point, Ryan. Imagine trying to do that with the NFL players and how much money that would cost. Or BYU's as big as an NFL team out in Utah, right? Let's use the college players and market them. We get it for pennies on the dollar. And you're paying tuition. I'm sure it's a write-off as well for them.
For sure.
Right?
And a lot of these places already have, individualized television deals. Either that or they have their own TV
the BYU network is out there.
You're getting a lot of exposure. The bang for your buck on this is insane right now.
I think you're right about that. I think you are getting dollars on the dollar instead of pennies on the dollar when it comes to utilizing this for marketing.
Let's shout it out. 913-576-7610, brought to you by Jay's Southland Tow Service. They are simply the best.
Check them out at southlandtow.com. Mention 610. You will get 10% off.
816 says, I wasn't hungry yesterday at McDonald's, so I just ate a kid's meal. His mother was furious.
Oh, man, that's not good, man. Don't be swiping meals from the children. Actually, the Happy Meal was invented in Kansas City.
That's good, was it?
Yeah. Bernstein and Rain, I think, was the advertising firm that developed the Happy Meal. So it was invented right here in Kansas City. And, but that's the actual portion a normal person should eat, just so you know. The Happy Meal is like...
That's a normal-sized portion?
That
little frying can do it, though.
No,
and so when my 4-year-old pounds that, I'm like, that's what I should have been eating?
That's right.
Oh, man, I don't know. 4 chicken nuggets doesn't feel like an adequate meal.
No, but you know what? That is a serving size, my friend.
I don't believe it is. I'm not gonna buy that.
Well, maybe not for you, but for like what you're supposed to eat, like the 1950 American, when Josh was 12.
707 says, I have a big job interview today. Please send me good common folk vibes.
Common folks.
That's good.
Go out there and get it, man.
I can't tell you how many people have come up to me about that common folk thing and just like, unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
You can't don't tap out today, man. You go get that job.
You go get that job, man. We're rooting for you. Let us know how it goes on Monday.
Especially when, your livelihood's on the line.
Right.
Which of you guys is going to the boy band concert / dance party at a casino?
What?
I believe that's 99.7 The Point.
Who is
as
performing?
A boy band concert coming up.
98 Degrees?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know which ones.
No, that's the temperature in here.
Oh, yeah. No, all of them.
816 going to Wrigley in Chicago this weekend for a concert, riding the train for the first time. Any tips?
I actually sent him a tip. Orange line from Midway to the Loop. Get the red line, take it to Wrigley. Give yourself about an hour. I love riding on subways and trains. I absolutely love it.
You can bring your own booze, right?
Well, yeah. But if you're flying, you can't. You got to buy it at the duty-free shop. I mean,
duty.
No, he's taking the train.
Oh, he's taking the Amtrak from here to Chicago?
I don't know, actually. That's
because he said the train.
I figured taking the train to Wrigley.
Oh,
that would be my guess.
Yeah, or if you're taking the Amtrak from here, that leaves at like 7 in the morning. Scheduled, it'll leave about noon. But I enjoyed it. If you have the time to take it and know it's going to be at least 3 hours late, go for it, because you can bring your own booze on the Amtrak and you just sit there and enjoy it. Now, a lot of folks on that Amtrak have been on there for a couple of days coming from L.A.
I thought he was taking the L to Wrigley.
That's what I thought originally, but no, Ryan makes a good point. Is he taking the Amtrak from here to Chicago?
Yeah. That's nice.
Coming home from Chicago is great because the train starts there, so there's no delay. So you just get on it and you're home. But here it's like 2 days, since it left L.A., and there's a lot of delays.
785 says, when I oversleep in the morning, I hit every red light and slow drivers.
That's the way it works.
That's what happens.
Them's the breaks. I don't really know how to tell you any different. 816, if we shouldn't eat at night, why do they put a light in the fridge? That's a good question.
I mean, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That is a brilliant question.
I guess you should eat at night. Yeah.
816 says, I still don't get it. I spent a lot of time, money, and effort child-proofing my house, but the kids still get in. That's good.
Depends on what you're using. My friends over at Charlie's house just opened their safe house, and it's It's pretty incredible. I was over there on Tuesday, some of the child safety guards that they have. I'm like looking at some of this stuff. I'm like, I wish I knew this when we had, the need to do that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of locks and things you can put on, the door. Check them out at Charlie's House.
Kids are so stupid these days. We just got to run around and do whatever.
Yeah.
Dumb kids.
With our first kid, we bolted everything in our house to the wall. We had we have those straps and stuff.
No, it's a good thing because Charlie's house was built because Charlie climbed up a dresser, pulled the TV down, crushed him, and he passed away.
You gotta hook up the dressers and the television.
Yeah, you have to. You absolutely have to. Charlie's house was the first.
I mean, all our TVs are on the wall now.
That's good.
It's a cautionary tale for sure.
Yeah, one's sitting on a whatever. You have to get those tabs that attach to the wall.
And Charlie's house has all of that. If you go visit them, you can get all of that kind of stuff. They were the organization that I danced for in Dancing with the Stars years ago for the BMA Foundation. And the story is just very sad. He was climbing, the dresser fell, he passed away, and it's stuff you just don't think about,
we used to go and stick our fingers in outlets and stick our fingers on the end of that cigarette lighter in the car.
Correct. How long can you put it on your tongue?
We did all kinds of stuff that was not safe.
Not at all. But now you have the ability to safe-proof your house. Do it.
913 says Dots has pork rinds now.
Oh, they do?
They do. They have some chicharrones. I've never tried them.
Why didn't we get any of those when we were there?
I don't know.
The Dots pretzels now have turned into, you better have them in the house or somebody is going to get mad. And I'm talking about my mother. My mother will eat a bag of Dots a night.
I moved some bags out of the way to find the honey mustard one yesterday. I was really proud of myself. I'm like, there's one.
Oh, they have honey mustard. I saw a big display of them. Oh, Madison Meat and Deli has a bunch of them.
They were all gone. They had some of the cheese curls, which are fantastic. And then there was one lone bag of honey mustard in the back.
Did you get it?
You got hell
it.
Yeah.
My dad. So
it's a clown question.
Yeah. So we went to.
I was eating some in the car. Are you kidding me?
Vacation in June with my parents, and I'd pick up some Dots pretzels. My mother's like, I'd never heard of these. I go, well, they have them at Target. Go get them. My dad calls me from Target. He goes, there's old women fighting over these bags of pretzels. I'm like, they're really good. Yeah. My mother's like, why did you introduce me to these? I eat a bag a night. That's how good they are. I like the Southwest ones too.
Ryan's got the best tip on that.
I'm sorry, diarrhea. What?
No, you pour the pretzels out in the bowl. Mm-hmm. Then you stop.
No, that's what I do. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You don't take the bag.
You had that. That was you ration it yourself.
Yeah.
I've told you I got to ration.
And you put the bag away.
Right. And you got to put the bag away. Now
I'm going to eat till the bowl's gone, and if I take the bag with me, I'm going to eat till the bag's gone.
The bag's gone. Yeah. Now my dog. I don't know if your dog. My dog never really begs a lot for food. My dog goes absolutely insane over these Dots pretzels, right up in my grill.
The little broken ones or the full size?
Well, you don't give him the full ones. You got to give him the broken ones, right?
That trash.
913 says Catch 22 kiddo is sick, but the snuggles though. #common folks.
Yeah,
that is true. Yeah. My daughter is actually she just got done being sick. It was horrible. It was 5-6 days of it.
Yeah, it's you got to look for the
but she was
the good
snuggling.
things in life.
She was a snuggling.
They get out of that. I'll tell you what, your kids snuggle with you anymore, Josh?
Oh no,
not me either. Really.
My 3-year-old, he doesn't even like to tell me he loves me. He does it once a week. I'm not even kidding. He's like,
do you say I love you?
Yeah, I tell him all the time.
And what does he say in response?
He just walks away, doesn't say anything.
Did you ever do that to a girl? I love you, and then they get nothing in return?
Yeah, unrequited love. Yes. Yeah. No, not really. Actually, take that back.
Like George Costanza, I love you.
Today's edition of Shout It Out. Text line remains open 913-576-7610. The real stakes for a showdown that needs to happen. Next.
Fesco in the Morning, brought to you by Santa Fe Auto Sound, Kansas City's home for car audio since 1967.
Pet Food Express is teaming up with rescues and pet shelters across California. And on September 11th and 12th, we are holding our annual virtual adoption pet fair. Pet Food Express hopes to find 3,500 plus pets their forever home. Register today at petfood.express/petfair.
The California gubernatorial recall election will take place on Tuesday, September 14th. All registered San Francisco voters will receive ballots in the mail and have in-person voting opportunities beginning August 16th. Check your voter registration status at voterstatus.sos.ca.gov. To register to vote, go to registertovote.ca.gov or submit a paper application. For more information, visit sfelections.org or call the Department of Elections at 415-554-4375.
The West Coast's most anticipated food and music event is back. The 2021 Farm to Fork Festival returns to Sacramento September 17th and 18th, featuring more than a mile-long stretch of the freshest foods and finest wines and beers Northern California has to offer. Plus, don't miss the free Farm to Fork concert series featuring The Record Company, White Reaper, Meg Myers, Fantastic Negrito, and more. The return of festivals never tasted and sounded so good. Book your visit and find out more at farmtofork.com. Sponsored by Save Mart.
Now we've got real stakes. Now this thing needs to happen. You'll get a TV partner in like 2 seconds and a whole bunch of sponsors. The two people involved are in on it. So let's make this thing happen. Usain Bolt versus Tyreek Hill.
Let's go.
Let's go and get this thing done. You remember Tyreek Hill had called out Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt got out of the game for a reason, right? He's old, he's washed up, and he can't see me in 40 yards. 100-yard dash, yes, that's what he do. A 40-yard dash, if y'all recording this, Usain Bolt, you cannot see me.
There you go. So he thinks he could beat Usain Bolt in the 40, but Usain Bolt would catch him by 100.
Yeah.
Did Reek know?
Reek did know.
And look, and I appreciate Tyreek Hill saying that like he's being honest and very like, yeah, I can beat him in a 40, 100-yard dash, not so much. He's going to beat me in that. So I appreciate that he's like, I'm not going to dominate him in the 100. That's reality right there, right? Let's go. Let's get this thing going.
So
I think we got a made-for-TV event.
Makes an appearance on the Dan Patrick Show.
Usain Bolt's 6'5".
Dan Patrick
is?
Yeah.
Yes, he's enormous.
Wow.
That's why his hip is as high as Tyreek Hill.
That's why he doesn't get out as fast.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't realize. He's 6'5"?
He's got closing speed. Dang. So Dan Patrick is apparently going to be the mediator of this thing because he had Usain Bolt on his show and are working out more of the details.
This Tyreek Hill, challenge, is that ever going to happen? And I have something here for you.
I don't know. It's something that I've thought about, but I was like, should I not?
How about this? He wants 40.
Yeah.
You want 100.
Yeah.
How about 70?
I'm good with 70 meters.
Because I think he'll take you in 40.
Yeah.
But he's not going to take you. And if he doesn't have you after 60, then it's over.
Yeah.
Right?
I still don't think he can take me 40 meters. Even if he gets there, it's going to be really close.
Because he's like, you get started, but did you start later in the 100 meters?
No, it's just because I'm tall. You know what I mean? So it takes me a while to get into my running.
But he's going to get out there quick, though.
At shorter distances.
But he's going to get out there quick, man.
Yeah, but I proved if I could get in shape, I proved already that if I really warm up and get ready to go, I can run fast. You know what I mean?
Okay, this is what I'm suggesting the stakes are.
Cool.
Okay, a week after the Super Bowl, or it could be the Super Bowl weekend if he's not playing.
No,
you put up one of your gold medals.
Yeah,
and he puts up his Super Bowl ring.
Nice.
There we go.
That would be big.
Yeah, because you got, 8 gold medals?
Yeah, I got
8. He's only got 1 Super Bowl ring. Would he be willing?
I don't think he's going to go for it.
Well, if he's not afraid.
Yeah, and he's been talking, so we'll see.
Yeah, I would love it.
We should think about it. We should put some thought into that one.
Yeah. Yeah, you let me handle it. I got this. Pay-per-view, you're in on this, right? You want a piece of Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I said it to him. I've texted him. I was like, you keep talking. I might just show up.
Hey, you're awesome.
He is awesome. Usain Bolt's fantastic. Yeah. Those commercials he had in there in the Olympics were great, too. I love the pointing to the bar one.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. Usain Bolt's got a bunch of gold medals. All he has to do is put one of them up, whatever. And Tyreek Hill's only got 1 Super Bowl ring.
For now.
So I don't know if the stakes are fair, but I can see why Usain Bolt's like, yeah, sure, why not? I I've worn these around my neck. Everybody knows I've won them. I'll put one up.
I'll put one up. Who cares, right? I'll still have 7 left over.
Yeah.
But we ran the numbers a little bit, and based on the price of gold right now, a gold medal is approximately $800. Right? Is that what you said, Ryan? $800 approximately.
Right. Well, it also has silver in it as well.
Okay.
I mean, gold and silver.
Assuming that was all gold, would be that.
It would be that,
not.
which is not.
Yeah.
So
that's factoring the prices of gold and silver.
And silver together. So it's valued at about $800.
Yes, if you were to smelt it down, it would be valued at around $800. Now, obviously, there's sentimental value as well.
Sure, but still, you got 7 others, right? Let's talk money value.
But what I'm saying is, like, the value it would actually hold on an open market, right? Like, somebody just paid, like, what, $4 million for that Patrick Mahomes card?
Right.
What was the value of the paper? Like, that's essentially what we're saying about this gold medal, right?
Right.
This is the value of the pure gold
of the pure
itself.
gold, yeah.
What's the value of that gold then formed into an Olympic gold medal and then given to Usain Bolt?
$815.
I think the value increases just slightly.
And if you're Usain Bolt, are you giving away the first one, or are you like auctioning off like gold medal number 5, like right in the middle,
probably like
right?
a relay one.
Yeah, something that it wasn't an individual medal.
Yeah.
Now the Super Bowl ring. So gold medal is valued a little over $800. The Super Bowl ring for the Chiefs right now. It was $35,000 original price, but now valued up to $70,000 as of October of last year.
Why Bolt's in on it?
So you're talking about a gold medal versus a Super Bowl ring. They're night and day comparisons. That is not ultimately a fair.
There are jewels.
There are 250 diamonds in the Chiefs Super Bowl ring, right?
And there's some rubies in there too.
Yeah, I mean, like we're not talking apples to apples here. We're talking about a gold medal versus a Super Bowl ring. The values are astronomically different. So
I mean, they do hand out a bunch of those, though.
They do, but they hand out a bunch of gold medals.
They hand out at least 53 of them every year,
right?
And then whatever comes along with
about 500, I think, is what the tally was.
Yeah, and those ones obviously are a little bit less valuable. They cut some corners on the stones.
Sure, they do.
Yeah,
like that, absolutely. But we're talking about Tyreek Hill's Super Bowl.
Oh, for sure. His is the nice one.
His is the best one you can get.
Say the nice one. Like the other one isn't nice.
Well, yeah, but it's not a pendant or something. He
got the $35K one.
That's right. He got the top of the line Super Bowl ring. So we're not talking apples to oranges.
Staff for one.
He
got the player one.
He didn't get the one that you will get. He got the one that the players get. So at the end of the day, I think if Tyreek Hill's going to put up his Super Bowl ring, he needs like a 20-yard head start then on Usain Bolt because he's wagering more. So he needs to get a little bit of a head start. But then find something else. All of your gold medals wouldn't even be 8 times 8 is 60.
Just put something else up.
Like all of your gold medals wouldn't even be as valued as Tyreek Hill's Super Bowl ring right now.
Like back in the day, the pink slips to your cars. Let's go.
Okay, you could do that. Yeah, there you go.
It's like a drag race at night on a 70s movie, whatever.
Yeah, or just put up cash. Find a sponsor. Put up $100,000. Like we can't find that. We just talked about this company that's spending all the money on BYU for tuition, right?
I do like they personally having to give something up. I think that's.
But it's not a fair value.
It doesn't work well. No, I'm with you. It's not a fair value, but they're personally having to put something up.
I mean, that's tough to go, I'll put up one of my gold medals.
Could we find something else, though, that maybe we could do?
Life's worth of training in, and Tyreek Hill, same thing. Like, I put my life's work into winning a championship.
Right.
And there's something to be said or put that on the line to settle some smack talk.
Or you can go the fantasy football route, like that guy that had to spend 24 hours in a Waffle House.
Yeah,
like it would be
some
entertaining to have
embarrassing punishment.
Yeah, it's the race brought to you by Waffle House,
right.
And then whoever loses has to spend 24 hours in a Waffle House.
And see, I think this is where Clark Hunt
are pointing at the Waffle House.
This is where Clark Hunt needs to come in and say, "All right, Tyree, go do this. We'll buy you another one." Just in case you lose. We got your back.
I think the Olympic Committee probably get him another one, too.
Give him a fake one?
Yeah. Well, you saw the Olympic Committee, one of the mayors of a town ate somebody's Olympic medal, and so now they need to get him another one.
Right. They put their mouth on it.
And now with COVID times, they're like, I don't want that medal back.
Gave him another medal.
Yeah. It was one of the Japanese Olympians, the mayor of the town.
I don't think the money thing is going to work, because then you're at that point, you're like, well, you gotta give it to charity or do something nice with it. You can't just take the money and run.
Why?
Right?
You won it.
Well, I understand that, but I think that's going to be.
We're not doing this for charity.
I mean,
not everything has to have a charitable component.
Well,
to it.
I mean, the people on Celebrity Jeopardy are playing for charities. They're not playing for themselves.
This isn't Celebrity Jeopardy. This is a
like
race.
Something a personal name. It stings a little bit.
Yeah, $35,000 Super Bowl ring valued at $70K versus an $800 gold medal. Whatever.
I like the personal stake in it, though. I think it makes it sting a little bit. It also makes them consider whether or not they
want to do it. Yeah. Well, Tyreek Hill better be considering it. Usain Bolt, I got 7 more. It's $800. Whoop-de-doo, right?
Well, I've got 7 more and I'm retired.
Right.
Really
and Tyreek Hill's like, this is the first one. It's worth $70,000. God, I think I can. That's a lot to wager.
Yeah. Don't make him think about it. Just have him say yes. Because it's fun. 610 Sports Radio, KCSP Kansas City, WDAF HD2 Liberty, and Odyssey Station. The next is up apparently in New England. Preseason. You don't get too many preseason standing ovations.
Here comes the rookie Mac Jones. Welcome to Foxborough. Welcome to the NFL.
He got a standing O last night.
Well, they were happy not to see Cam Newton anymore.
Wow.
I mean, that has to be what it is. I mean, Cam Newton was dreadful last year for the Patriots. So you bring in the new kid, Mac and Cheese, and he goes out there. Of course he's going to get a standing ovation. And I think Mac and Cheese is in that perfect spot up there in New England as well because he really isn't following Tom Brady. I mean, there's always going to be comparisons, but he's not the guy following the guy. He's the guy following the guy who followed the guy. And that's what you want to be. So he's not replacing Tom Brady per se. He's replacing Cam Newton. That's why you get that standing ovation. You can't, if you're in New England, look around and compare this kid to Tom Brady every day. Just like whoever takes over after the guy that replaces Patrick Mahomes, you can't look at that guy and constantly compare him to Patrick Mahomes. You have to be able to move on.
I already feel bad for that guy.
Well, but that guy, hopefully you have like a washed up veteran in between Patrick Mahomes
Whoever
and the next
you
guy.
are in like 15 years.
Right, like so Jimmy Garoppolo at the end or something like that. Or like there's going to be somebody that, maybe it's Derek Carr in his last days of, playing in the NFL. You got to have that buffer. You can't just try.
45-year-old Derek Carr's trying for one last grasp at the ring.
And
2 weeks from retirement.
Yeah, you just can't go on to the next, right? You've got to have somebody in there as that buffer guy. Cam Newton is the buffer guy in New England between Tom Brady and Mac and Cheese. So therefore, whatever Mac Jones does, people are happy because they don't have to watch Cam Newton play anymore. He stunk out loud last year.
I wonder if they slow play this one, though, still. I don't know if there's going to be the pressure to play Mac Jones right away.
No.
I think Cam Newton joined late. They completely revamped everything kind of for him. They had, that entire defense opted out. I wonder if he gets a little longer leash than these other teams with that rookie quarterback.
We'll see.
Belichick may play Cam Newton a little bit longer.
Right. Absolutely. He may because Bill likes the veteran guys.
I did find it interesting that they did switch Mac Jones to his college number 10. He was wearing 50 throughout camp.
Vrabel's old number.
But 10 was also Jimmy Garoppolo in New England. So I guess they closed the door on that.
I think that day is done. Yeah, I don't think he's coming back.
That to me signified the door was closed on trading back for Garoppolo.
But he could still go wear another number.
They gave away his
number. 12's available in New England, isn't it?
So isn't there some type of symbolism with him earning his number now? Wasn't that the whole Belichick?
Well, Belichick comes from the Parcells tree, and I remember when Parcells was coaching the Giants, he never put the logos on the helmet during training camp. You had to earn the logo along with it. And then Todd Haley tried that nonsense here, and all right, we're in 2010 now, and you are not a good coach, and so it doesn't work for you.
Was that why everybody lost their mind because he earned a number already?
Yeah, he earned a number. No, I don't think. I think he just went with number 50 because everybody's allowed to wear a different number now in the NFL, right? You're allowed to, defensive backs are wearing single digits and things, which is cool.
You have to determine a number because people are going to want to buy the jersey.
That's right.
So make a decision because people need to go spend their money.
Well, now you know it's number 10.
Now you know it's number 10.
And I'm sure right now today down at Modell's, Josh, they're I'll get my Mac Jones jersey.
I would hope so. Go get them.
Do we have that drop anymore?
We don't.
That one's gone too.
I don't know why I have to keep telling you this.
Well, I like to keep tabs on.
You keep asking
what the computer is eating and what it hasn't.
Yeah. Have you met a child before? You just keep asking. You wear them down until they find it.
Even if it's 7 plays on Saturday, I'm super stoked to see what the next evolution of Clyde Edwards-Helaire is.
That you think he's going to be on display? Because I think he's going to be on display. I think they're going to make it a point.
More screens. Yeah. I think we're going to see more passes out of the backfield. I think he's going to be more involved in the passing game, and I can't wait.
I think what the preseason game, Josh, is going to look like to me. Remember the first practice we were up there at camp and they put on a show for everybody? I think that's what the first series is going to be. It's going to be epically awesome.
Yeah, we were the first day we were there when it was the first full squad practice. I mean, their first scripted plays were exactly what you wanted to see.
Right.
Here's Kelsey. Here's Hill. They kind of just dialed everybody up, and it was like, all right, we've seen enough.
Right.
I'm hoping that that's the case on Saturday. Give us 7 plays with a little bit for everybody. But Patrick Mahomes thinks his running back will pick up where he left off last year.
I think if you look back at last season and see how he was coming on strong right before he got that injury, I think you're seeing that. You're seeing that he's gotten comfortable within the offense. He understands how to get himself open. And I think, like you said, if you look back at the end of last year, right before he got injured, he was really coming into his own, and I think you'll see that from the beginning this year.
Yeah, and that was the tough part last year, right? The injury at the wrong time for him. Because, you have a rookie season where it's about kind of stacking things up, and you're like, oh, he's just, wow, it's really looking like it's going to click. Oh.
Didn't he come into his own, though, in the first game?
Well,
that first game was just amazing.
The first game was justifying all the hype that everybody put on him.
Yeah.
That everybody's freaking out about how he could be the steal of the first round or what have you, and the NFL Network's lauding him and everything. He just kind of stamped that one quickly, which was great. Kind of got that out of the way. Like, yeah, I'm fine. This is good. And then it kind of settled in a little bit, but then he was starting to, I thought, kind of pick up some steam before that late injury.
I think, to me, as good a football coach as Andy Reid is, deep down inside, Andy Reid is a showman as well. He understands. He gets it, man. This is a form of entertainment. I want to entertain the fans. And he entertained us in that first game with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He entertained us in that first training camp practice with everything that they did. Andy Reid's going to put on a show on Saturday night. He goes, it's preseason. Let's give the fans something spectacular. Let's give them a little taste. I think, and I could be 100% wrong on this, and I probably am, I would love that first play of that game to be a screen pass to Clyde Edwards-Helaire with the offensive line out in front with Joe Tooney and Creed Bratton out there leading the way down the field. And, then you got, Trey Smith out there just delivering the best forearm ever and drilling somebody and knocking them down there, go CEH into the end zone. Like, that's putting on a show. And I think Andy Reid does understand the showmanship side of the NFL. Some coaches don't. But just based on what we've seen with Andy Reid in Kansas City, he understands, man. People want to see that fun stuff, and I think he's going to give it to us on Saturday.
And I do like where CEH stands now, because last year was overhype.
Oh, God, yes.
Right? It was tremendous hype and pressure on him being the draft pick of the defending Super Bowl champions.
Yep.
I feel like it's like totally
not
off.
Just the defending Super Bowl champs, the best offensive mind and best quarterback in the league factor
which
that
is why
in as
I
well.
think he got the bump of how good he was. Like, you're joining this offense, blah, blah, blah. I don't feel like there's any pressure this year, but I feel like I have a lot more anticipation, in fact, for him this year than I did last year, even though I think the pressure and the hype and the spotlight is nowhere near as bright as it was heading into last year.
Let me throw this at you. Would you have the same excitement, hype for Clyde Edwards-Helaire if they didn't go out and get this young, athletic, fast offensive line? You wouldn't, right?
No.
That's why I have it,
you'd
too.
You'd have I hope he takes a step in year 2. That'd be nice.
Now it's like, you're like, oh, my God, give it to me.
What was missing last year, and can he be the one that takes advantage of it?
Right. Yeah. They have set up this offense for Clyde Edwards-Helaire to have as much success as he wants to have in it, just based on this offensive line alone. That's why the excitement's there. Again, we think Mahomes and Kelsey and Hill and all that's great, and they are. But this offensive line is going to allow them to do so much more. I am so excited to watch this offensive line. I am so excited. I want to see Trey Smith just go down the field and blast the safety in the face. Just blast some dude, man. Just destroy somebody. Lucas Niang throwing Joey Bosa out of the way like a rag doll. Orlando Brown out there just punching people. Like, let's go.
Was it McCole Hardman or Demarcus Robinson said this line is better equipped? It wasn't like in a shot. It was better equipped. And I'm like, okay, better equipped. Okay, that means you couldn't do some things that now you can.
Now you can do. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think we're going to see a different layer of the playbook. Like, picture the playbook as an onion, the first couple of layers we've seen. Oh, we got this offensive line now. You're going deep down to the center of that onion, smearing it with butter and eating it.
I'm sorry, what?
He lost me on that one.
My friend used to eat onions like apples when I was growing up. PR, his name was.
They put butter on it?
Oh, yeah. My grandmother, when she grew up in the Depression, butter and onion sandwiches on white bread, that was a staple.
Is that true, Kling?
You couldn't even get it out.
That's Bob. It's Bob's story, jerk.
You couldn't even. But he's saying you lived during the Depression, so you know.
Let Bob tell the story. I don't need to tell the story. The preseason opener edition should be a slam dunk for you. Tell us who Andy's talking about. 913-576-7610 to play. Who are you talking about? Next.
Hey, let's go, Bob.
Fesco in the Morning, brought to you by Santa Fe Auto Sound, Kansas City's home for car audio since 1967.
Want to go to the exclusive Odyssey Live with Coldplay album release party? You could win tickets, hotel, and airfare just for participating in the Pet Food Express virtual pet fair. Check out some furry faces looking for their forever home, plus get a chance to win. Visit petfood.express/sweepstakes.
The California gubernatorial recall election will take place on Tuesday, September 14th. All registered San Francisco voters will receive ballots in the mail and have in-person voting opportunities beginning August 16th. Check your voter registration status at voterstatus.sos.ca.gov. To register to vote, go to registertovote.ca.gov or submit a paper application. For more information, visit sfelections.org or call the Department of Elections at 415-554-4375.
The West Coast's most anticipated food and music event is back. The 2021 Farm to Fork Festival returns to Sacramento September 17th and 18th, featuring more than a mile-long stretch of the freshest foods and finest wines and beers Northern California has to offer. Plus, don't miss the free Farm to Fork concert series featuring The Record Company, White Reaper, Meg Myers, Fantastic Negrito, and more. The return of festivals never tasted and sounded so good. Book your visit and find out more at farmtofork.com. Sponsored by Save Mart.